My project, Everybody Has a Story, was based on something that my mom started at her work called Dine, and it's where a group of people get together and just talk about their backgrounds, their experiences, their upbringings, their cultures, and just generally get to know each other and learn about themselves and others. And I was talking to my mom and I was like, well, it sucks that there's not a Dine for teenagers. And then we both kind of just like looked at each other and were like, but there can be. So I did 3 events. I did one through Girl Scouts, I did one through a religious coalition pieced together, and then I did one through our high school. It starts with a circle and you say the one word that you're feeling and introduce yourself with your name. And then there's a circle activity where there's statements that are read, and if you identify with the statement, you walk into the circle, and then a couple people share why they walked into the circle. So, for example, go into the middle of the circle if you like Marvel movies. And if you liked Marvel movies, you would go into the circle, and it's really just an icebreaker meant to do really superficial, low tension questions to break the ice. And then we move into the privilege walk, which is significantly a little bit more emotionally challenging, where participants line up at the one end of the room and there's a series of 50 questions that are read, and if you identify with the statement, you would either step forward or step back. And most of the questions are things that you have no control over. It's really, really insightful, not only on yourself, but also everyone in the room with you, and you get this sort of connection by doing this. And then the third activity is small group discussions, table talks, where you're basically just talking about your life experiences, your culture, your religion, your identity, and there's conversation starters in the middle of the table if you need them, but the goal is that, it's just an organic conversation, and it's just meant to really, get deep and have conversations with your peers that you normally don't get a chance to. My hope is that, the things that participants learned carries with them, and they may even, run their own mini events with their friends or even put on big ones. Everyone got a packet that details exactly what you need to do to put one on, and my hope is that, it just spreads and people gain a little bit more understanding and acceptance and tolerance of people.
Learning new things about these people, that some of them that I already knew pretty well, but also a lot of people that I didn't know. Learning things that they either like or something that they don't normally get to talk about, in normal conversations and stuff, and I think that was a big part of that which really stood out. I was not expecting it to be so emotional. I thought my family was pretty privileged because we had, in my mind, we did get a lot of things. We did have a pretty good childhood, but apparently compared to all the other people there, we didn't have as much as we thought. A lot of times people say they've had it worse or something. It's almost like a competition when it's brought up in normal conversation, but something like this, either for the workplace or just a friend group we had, you learn the struggles that everyone has gone through to get to the point that they are now. So I think it's a good thing to have.
It was honestly really well run. I wasn't sure I expected it to go quite that well. I think the discussions with people from so many different backgrounds was really interesting and important to listen to and hear what different people had to say about privilege, and it was all very diverse and it was important. It really helps to bridge gaps between people and to show other people how other people view certain things, because people have really different opinions about things, and it's important to look at things from other people's perspectives. And I think sometimes you just need to get people to sit down and talk to each other.
I'm part of Generation Z, and Gen Z statistically is one of the more open-minded generations, and we are the future of the world. And the way to break the divide that is in our society today is to talk and have understandings of both sides or other sides different than your own, because you're not gonna learn stuff if you're in a bubble of your own world. And so it's meant to just break that bubble and just be the future of the world that we want to see.